Welcome class. Here is my lesson on how to lock in. All right. So first of all, you don't want to do this. Do not bootleg. Do not go down to your gas station and grab a $3 bottle of Johnny Bootlegger Peach. Don't do that. That's your first step of how to lock in. I repeat, do not do this if you want to lock in. Don't need a chaser. We're not a bitch. Next step. Don't dodge. Don't be a pussy. Don't be a pussy. For our next lesson, very simple. Choose your respective role, whether that be top lane. That's kind of just like 1v1. You might see a jungler here and there. You might go down, play for grubs on a timer, play for Rift Herald on a timer. That'd be sick. Next would be jungle. If you want to play jungle, then you want to go ahead and play for your jungle camps, play for your dragons, play for your void grubs, look for ganks. I think looking at my lesson on priority might help. When your mid laner might be able to help you, you kind of work in tandem together. Next would be your mid lane. So that's another kind of 1v1 situation, but it's got a little bit more roaming potential than the top laner. So that's pretty cool. And then you've got your bot lane. That's where all the femboys love to play. So if you want to play like any ADCs, supports, stuff like that. So like your support, I think it's the most broken fucking role in the game. Like you can roam basically the whole fucking game, no punishment. It's pretty strong. Help on your jungler's objectives. Look for grubs, look for dragons, stuff like that. Look for herald. Get vision, etc. ADC, it's just kind of the scaling role. You don't really have too much threat early, but as the game goes on, you become a lot stronger. Okay, and then the next thing I want to say is learn how to blind. So pick a champion that you think is going to be fun. Okay, and yeah, I mean that's basically it. And then ban none, DPAP, don't be a pussy. Based on your respective role. And then the next step, what I would say is learn how to counter pick. I think that's really important. So once you have that champion you love to play for fun, you should go and try to learn a champion. Like, let's say you pick in, I don't know, let's say you lock in a Kali mid, okay? Like, I think that good counters to that would be something that can kind of like Galio, for example, like he's counter to mages, he has that taunt, stuff like that. So just the best way to do that is go to lolalytics.com and kind of look at the data, and you can actually view a lot of the counter picks, and that can help you feel more comfortable in those matchups instead of just feeling like you don't know which champion to play. And you kind of want to start with the roll on roll, and then once you move to roll on roll and you kind of have that figured out, look to go like roll versus off roll. So let's just say, again, someone's picking a Kali mid, and then they also have a Master Yi jungle on their team. I would counter it with something like Lissandra. You'd have to like lock the champions down, and Lissandra kind of takes on both of those champions just as one champion. So just kind of learning how to navigate that. It's really helpful to use lolalytics.com. And then the last step would be to go and watch my guide on my priority lesson. That can really help you figure out what the mid laner's doing. I hope to do more lessons in the future. I'm just keeping it short, simple, and sweet. I don't want to make these videos too long. That's all. Don't be a pussy.